If you guys love my DoorDash and Walmart video, you may actually like this video because I'm about to give you basically the numbers that I made from just doing Walmart Spark and then doing DoorDash for the rest of the week for 4 weeks straight. And if you're also new here, please be sure to subscribe because I'm about to do this every single month. So a lot of you guys may not know what I'm basically trying to do here. So my pattern of like paying myself from gig work is I would basically cycle between two bank accounts. So for example, I have my main bank account that gets paid first. Then I will have my savings account, which that will get paid second. Think of it as I'm getting paid bi-weekly twice. The reason why I wanted to actually test this out is because if you looked at my other numbers, there were literally weeks where I got paid like literally 200, 300, sometimes 125. Now, some of those weeks is also because I also help run a business. It's called Battle Sheet Comics. I would literally travel and go out to comic conventions and help my business partner actually sell comics at the comic convention. So there are weeks to where I only get paid based on a certain amount from the vending spot rather than doing DoorDash and Walmart Spark. But I will say it was very difficult at one point in time to figure out when I should actually be doing gig work and not feel like I have to like work every single hour of my life. And there are people in the comment section that literally was mentioning how like DoorDash is like not it. You should not be doing any sort of type of gig work. They basically scam you. I basically have the numbers here. And it's also different between each market. So for the first week, I actually made $414.27. $308.45 was from DoorDash, and $105.82 was literally from Walmart Spark. The second week, I actually did really well. I got paid for the second week $529.28. $401 literally came from DoorDash, and $127.33 came from Walmart, which means I did amazing with DoorDash and I was able to grant myself some extra money. The third week I made around $479.53. 351 of those dollars are actually what I made on DoorDash, and we made roughly around the same amount from last week, which that would be $127.72 from Walmart Spark. Then the last week, which we just completed, we got up to around $455.76. DoorDash only making $336.62 and Walmart making me roughly around $119.14. That second week literally granted me so much income that like I could have literally like taken the week off if I really wanted to. And including the money that I did actually make, I actually made roughly around $1,901.84, which if I would have worked like maybe like one weekend, I would have made $2,000. And here's a weird thing that I didn't even realize what I can do. If the goal each month is roughly around $1,600 and I make $2,000, I could actually take a week off and then just work like the 12,000 because I already made like more of my goal if I wanted to stay consistent. With that being said, I was able to load up credits, which means I was able to put $480 into anything I could potentially want. Now, the reason why I want to show you guys this is because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't think that they can put their money in the other areas. So for example, like with my main bank account, I was able to live off of just $738.57. And I saved roughly around $660.26. And for credits, this is literally if you wanted to pay for like, let's say like a little mini vacation, maybe you want something that you've been wanting for a very long time, anything that I truly wanted, I can spend up to $480. Now, if you want to know everything that I basically spent that money on, I spent roughly around $200 on gas. I've been noticing a little bit something weird with gas and stuff like that because I guess it's because since I'm working so much more than previous times, I now have to fill up my car twice instead of the one time. And then the other 2 weeks, obviously, I had to spend quite a bit because I was starting to make a little bit more money. In terms of groceries, I actually spent only $174 in groceries, which is absolutely amazing. And I did not eat out as much. I only spent $56. Which means literally the money that I should have left over is $1,205.19. And that usually changes because sometimes I don't document basically other expenses. Like I remember just going to the movies and I haven't tracked out like entertainment and stuff like that. That's where I track it in my net worth. But before we get into that, I want to show you guys something of my investments. I'm actually in a little bit of a restructure type of phase, and I didn't really do that well within investments with literally the last week end up being probably one of my worst times during the market. The amount of dividends I got right here is roughly around $32.38. And even though I got around $32 worth of investments around September, I made a negative of $14.78, which means I sadly leave September with a loss. But most of that money was definitely in the green because I made so much money this week. I made over $1,600, but my surplus amount, $751.81. And just based on my calculator alone, let's say you're trying to strive for $10,000, right? And then you divide that by 751.81. It will take you roughly a year and 1 month to actually get yourself to $10,000, which for a lot of people may not like that sort of number, but for someone that literally was in the red all of last month and was spending so much money, that's a pretty good start for my month one of just tracking my expenses. All my bills was in time. We actually was able to pay a yearly bill. I actually got to have fun and I went to the movies, even did Dave and Buster's with my brother and everything. I was even able to get ahead on like some of my bills. As you guys know, I said in the last video that I want to load up my bills with credits. So like as of right now, like Netflix, for example, I now have Netflix until March of 2026. Ad-free, by the way. And there's some other things I am going to probably like spend some money on. I don't want to talk about it because it is Battle Tree related. But overall, if I keep repeating this sort of like method that I currently have built myself, I could be in a very good financial standard. So that way, like once I go into other conventions, whenever I'm helping Isaac with Battle Tree Comics, I won't feel like I will be as broke every time I go in them. And if I continue on doing very good, I might want to challenge myself and might turn into a video. I don't know if any of you guys want to watch me go crazy on a DoorDash video, like try to make $200 in one day. But that is basically my finances for the month of September, and we're going into October, you know, the spooky season and everything like that. I don't know if we're going to keep it the same way, but overall, I mean, we're literally like in the first week and I'm doing decently. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and also comment down below any sort of tips and suggestions you guys might want to give me, because I know a lot of people are critics and everything like that. And if you guys want to know a little bit about what I do to make a little bit of income, go ahead and check out this video right down over there. You may not want to miss that.